Makes the mistake of putting too much salt and sugar into food.
Yeah.
You take away the flavor. When they make food, the Asian fusion way, they only use natural. If you want salt, you add lime. You don't put salt, you add more lime juice. And it gives it a little ting, and it makes a much fresher salad, much better fish. I'm totally into that. I don't use any salt anymore. I don't put sugar in my food. It's a great way to cook.
That an Oura ring?
Yeah, no, I'm totally tripped out on this stuff. So Oura ring, got a Whoop.
Yep.
I wear a glucose sensor, although I'm not a diabetic, because I don't want to spike my glucose.
Mm.
If you want to stay sharp during the day, you got to eat foods that don't spike your glucose. When you hit yourself with 3 teaspoons of white sugar, you're frying your brain.
So like me drinking this coffee right
Very
now.
bad.
Probably
Fried.
Well, you shouldn't put sugar in it. So I got into this thing. I was doing some work on CNBC a couple of years ago, and all of us, it's live, right? It was a halftime report. And I felt like I was losing my concentration. I couldn't even remember the stocks we were talking about. So I actually went to see this guy named Richard Isaacson. He said, oh yeah, you're spiking out your brain. If you just simply change your diet, you're going to be much sharper. And he was right. And in the process, basically I lost 22 pounds because I don't eat for 16 hours a day. I do this intermittent
fasting?
Yeah, you know what's amazing? It's impossible to do it for the first 3 weeks. Then you're never hungry again. I haven't even sleep. Going back to Mark Roberts, the guy who barely drinks, right?
Yeah.
He gets the joke on that stuff. He does once in a while, but I go out for dinner with him all the time. We hit every restaurant in Miami to check it out.
But you don't spend a lot of time at 11?
Oh man, I've spent some wicked time at 11.
Dude,
the last time I was there, I was having a great time. Thank goodness, no pictures. And then I step outside. It's 7:30 in the morning. What I've been, it was crazy. I mean, I got to stop going to that place.
Listen, 11 is an 11 Miami's an institution. It's an institution.
It is, but you got to get Mark's box. Like that's
100%.
the only way to do it,
Yeah.
because everywhere else is way too crazy.
Yeah.
Plus you get a good view of what's going on. It's not really a strip club anymore. It's a cabaret, which I think they're trying to elevate their brand. He gets brand too. And I think 11 started as a pretty, down and dirty brand, but now you're building real estate with the brand and you're going into vodka with the brand. So my advice to him was clean it up, baby. Like if you want a bigger audience, you got to be a little more mainstream. You got a company called Immutable Holdings that owns NFT.com. They just launched. They're huge.
I'm an advisor. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know that. I actually talked to Jordan. I mentioned we were going to get together, and I like what he's doing in creating that whole new vision of NFT.com.
Yep.
And a lot of artists approach me and say, listen, where do I put my infrastructure? Where's my building blocks? I say, talk to him.
Yep.
Like, Jordan Freed is doing the right thing.
Yep.
And I know you're involved as well, but I've also got Mark in that deal. And
Cool.
we got in that one together. We did something with WonderFi, which is a Canadian crypto. We own the entire Canadian crypto exchange license, and we're centralized and decentralized. We're taking that into the Middle East with the UAE and Brazil. We're trying to get, what I'm trying to do on crypto is get the government's licenses. So we're not rogue cowboy guys. So we can work with the government and build regulated exchanges, because that's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. And the government loves that.
Yeah.
Sure. It makes
so
their job so much
UAE,
easier.
Brazil, Switzerland, these guys are advanced. England, the same way. So I think WonderFi will eventually become a giant holding company for all these licensed exchanges around the world. There's a lot of, Shark Tank's always 2 years ahead of the market. The deals we see are coming, right? I saw this one, it just aired, called Magic Dates. So I'm into healthier eating now, and I don't eat a lot of shitty food. But she found a way to actually take date paste and make a very, very healthy snack that tastes sweet, that doesn't spike your glucose. Her sales are going through the roof because mothers want to give their kids healthy stuff.
Yeah.
So I found some strategic investors to join me in the deal. We're going to blow the company up, because one of the great things about being a shark, everybody returns your calls. Like I could call the head of Walmart and get a call back. And I say, look, let's help this woman. She's a female CEO. Let's help moms buy healthy snacks. Let's blow this thing up together. It's just good business.
Yeah.
And so I'm into healthier foods now. I'm trying to get out of the salt thing. I mentioned that earlier, but I got a lot of deals. I mean, I feel that celebrity, you should use it to help people. That's what and you're doing the same thing. I'm trying to say, look, I'm an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur. You can't get your call returned. I can. I'll buy a piece of your company and we'll go into the journey together. And I can do things for you you can't do yourself. Interesting stuff. We go all over the world, and we're investors. And entrepreneurship is not the pursuit of greed. It doesn't work. People smell bullshit a mile away. You got to be transparent.
Yeah.
There were two of them that sounded really interesting to me. And so I said, okay, listen, here's my cell number, text me. I'll get my crew to check it out. And my bet is we'll probably invest in one of these things.
Wow.
And that's how you find great deals.
Good but you're willing to hear these people out?
This guy approached me with a fantastic tokenized, gaming is where we're going to go into the metaverse. We all know that.
100%.
And tokens are it. And so I like gamers that get the joke and have figured out a way to tokenize and engage. And this kid looked terrific. And the more I talked to him, the more I got it. So I got a whole team looking into it. And, he wants me to buy a piece of his company. I'll do it.
Was it Phil?
No, I won't say who it is till I finish my diligence, because I promised the guy, he's got a bunch of guys chasing him, but I can do things for him that no traditional venture capitalists can do. And I'm not against venture capital. Basically why? They want to get access to your followers. And that's okay if you believe in it yourself and it becomes part of your investment strategy.
Yeah.
But it's not okay to sell your name for the sake of being paid.
Oh,
that's
for sure.
Totally uncool.
For sure. For sure. I'm just saying, like, man, the 99.9% of bullshit, because most of it is bullshit. I don't feel like listening to
that's savvy business. I mean, I totally get that. But, when I get approached with product deals, and I do some of them, I ask myself, would I use that product? The only way I'll endorse something is I personally use it. So, when watch companies say, hey, listen, will you endorse my watch? I say, guys, I'll endorse the art of watchmaking, but I'm not going to stick myself with one brand or another. I own all the brands, and I'm happy to be an ambassador of mentorship or whatever. But something like a Start Engine or an FTX, where I actually use the product, and I've got millions of dollars invested in it. Yeah, I'm a paid spokesperson for both those companies. I believe in equity crowdfunding, and the best platform is Start Engine. Yeah, I'm okay with that. But I'm also a shareholder, and I disclose it. Same with Sam Bankman-Fried. I like his mandate. I like his parents. I like his family, and I'm happy to be a shareholder. And we had a night class a few years ago. I'll never forget it. There's a guy up at the top, and these cohorts are like 600 people, some of these big classrooms. And it's a 3-hour session. That's long, 6 to 9 at night. We're almost at 9. And this guy puts up his hand who hasn't contributed anything all night. You start to figure out who's not doing anything right after 3 hours. He says, listen, I got to ask you a question. I said, well, yeah, it's 5 minutes to 9. You're finally contributing something. He says, no, this is a tough one. I've been running this business out of my dorm. And I'm about to graduate. It's a cloud business that provides compliance software for hedge funds that have $250 million or less, which is a niche business. I'm making about $5 million a year in free cash flow.